Well, that took me a while. As I promised, this video will be covering everything about SAO and Rebels. So, let's fox dive right in. The first and massive question you may have is, who the fox are these guys? Let's start with SAO here. While named SAO is also the name of a company, it's also used as the name of an army. We'll be calling them SAO Army to not lose track of them. They're basically the security of the park. They do everything to keep things going as planned. However, after the incident, SAO Army were planned to be disbanded until rebels have made their first appearance. They endangered Donk and Hall multiple times, forcing them to write an exposing stream, and have plans on stopping SAO from working on battle royals at all. Because of that, SAO Army, instead of being disbanded, they were reformed into Protection Army. Their new priority is both stop rebels and keep Duncan Hall safe. So they're good guys here, right? Well, no. SAO Army are actually protecting SAO and are completely fine with battle royals, in which super animals participate with no free will at all. Sounds not so good anymore, isn't it? We'll come back to these guys in the future because they aren't fully out of play here. Now, Rebels. Rebels are a protest group that doesn't like being stuck on an island with no real life, especially when you know that there's an even better life out there. It was formed by Cheese Godara, however then he was thrown down from his leadership and replaced by Finch. We don't actually know much about this guy, but we will have more info on him soon. The initial goal of Rebellion is pretty simple. Stop SAO from making battle royals and freeing all super animals. Sounds too good to be true, right? Yep, there's a catch. In Rebel March, which is a canon song by the way, just so you know, we hear these lines. Masters? Who do they mean here, exactly? We get our next clue right after. This potentially means that rebels want to kill humans. But, I mean, maybe they mean the scientists that work there. Or maybe they mean people who were in charge of keeping them in cages. No, they mean all humans. And they want to replace all the humanity. It's not the first time we actually hear this phrase being used. The same phrase happens in a console trailer of SAR. Now, we will talk about console trailers some other time, because it's too weird to talk about not in a separate theory. Okay, now that we know who are both organizations and why they don't like each other, there's one question I had for a while. SAO Army have a lot of power in their paws. They have a lot of super animals to be used, and they have the budget to literally overpower rebels at any minute. So why rebels are still alive and are even getting an advantage? Well, it all comes down to the SART. As you may already know, SART is a canon show for the SAR universe, and it's primarily the only way Pixel Corp are even getting money to continue working on the battle royals in the first place. And gotta say, they definitely get far more than they should, because they can easily afford shipping illegal materials for creating super animals and health juice. However, why would the show would have been this popular in the first place? Well, Rebels, that's why. Their first appearance made an absolute cliffhanger for the show, ultimately raising a lot of questions from the viewers. See where I'm getting at? IRGs are a pretty popular thing. Basically, if there's something that is mysterious, has an interesting lore behind it, and most importantly, breaks the cycle you would expect from a normal show, the show would have an insane popularity just because of these curious lore viewers. Showrunners of SART have noticed it and are abusing it as much as they can. But rebels, they're not puppets or toys that you can just do anything with and then just forget about. Remember the incident? SAO Army needs to keep them in control while not killing them at all and keeping them powerful enough to keep viewers interested in the story. So how does he even do that? Well, there's a certain player in play that is the cause. Ladies and gentlemen, the traitor is Finch. Let's take a look at his actions as a leader, alright? His first action as a leader is to organize a meeting with Joe Gluck, which definitely shouldn't raise any kind of suspicion about how Finch has any contact with Sart. He then kidnaps Joe and asks a pay for bailing him out. And you're not ready for what he's asking from Saw Army.
Deliver 10,011 saw tickets.
He asked for tickets! Not materials to build more rebel bases, not revival technologies that they steal anyway in the future, but just saw tickets that aren't even valuable because rebels are banned from using them anyway. Why? It gets even worse from here because after actually stealing the tickets, rebels just hard Cat 5, paid actor, and run away, to then making another dumb decision, to stop at the beach and have some fun there. Why is it dumb? Well, if you robbed a bank and the police were practically on your tail, would you want to just go to the bar and enjoy your stay like nothing happened at all? No, you would have tried to hide somewhere where police can't get you, and the exact opposite is the decision Finch does here. It goes even worse from here, because in the future, Beep is basically killing all the Sol Army dogs around Sart building, alone. And the main twist is that Finch comes and takes Hall and Cat 5 hostage. Again. I mean, if one rebel was powerful enough to kill everyone in stealth, it shouldn't be a problem for Finch to just clear out the path with the rebellion team himself, which he doesn't do and instead just waits for someone else to do all the job. Now, coming back to the question, do you think that Finch is a good leader?
Oh, hell no!
No, he's clearly not. He rarely thinks about consequences of his strategies, doesn't think about benefiting the rebellion, and most of the time just downgrades their powers with bad decisions. However, what if I told you that Finch is not dumb and knows exactly what he's doing? What if I told you that all this time a secret agent that was controlling the entire rebellion for Sun Army was the leader this whole time? And when you think about it, it actually makes sense. If Finch is a double agent, then the SAR tickets were a pay for his job. He has contacts of SAR to contact them about an interview at any point, and he makes bad decisions on purpose to keep rebellion at Saul's control. And you know what? A similar idea was already told to us before. In Super Animal Royale loading screen tips, do not trust their Super Animal super resistance. There is no rebellion. Before, this phrase sounded absurd because their logo is everywhere, they have their own location, history task, and a huge place in the SART. Why would there not even be a rebellion when there obviously is one? Well, that's because rebellion truly doesn't exist anymore. It's side controlled by some and is far from their initial goal now. There's truly no rebellion. Thanks for watching and have a nice day. And before I'm gonna end this video, there's an interesting question I have after this theory. Who is actually giving us these tips? I mean, a certain someone clearly knows more about the actions on the island than we know. And why would he say this information here? At the moment, I sadly have no answer to neither of those questions. But you can help me out in the comments with your theories about this.